All right, y'all, welcome to the show. We have a lot to get to today. So I'm going to dive into, there's so much misinformation and potentially even disinformation that's floating around over the Israel-Hamas war. And it's kind of disturbing because even to a trained eye, oftentimes you could fall for a lot of this stuff. So we'll get into that. We'll also get into the RNC chair goes after Democrats in the most ironic way imaginable. I can't wait to dive into that. We also have an interesting interview with a voter who is a Republican, and he's got some thoughts on Trump that he wants to share with us. And RFK might be in the crosshairs of one Donald John Trump very soon. And I, for one, am greatly looking forward to that. And then we'll also get into Greasy Gavin signed a bunch of bills and vetoed a bunch of bills recently. And man, he wants to be president. Probably is going to run in 2028, but he is absolutely shooting himself in the dick with a bunch of terrible decisions that we'll get into. All right, so without further ado, let's dive into it. Everybody do me a big favor. Please click subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps out the show tremendously, especially in the algorithm. We're still trying to grow the channel, eventually get to hopefully 10 million subscribers, and you can help us out. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into it. So there's a great thread here. This guy's a journalist at BBC Verify. And he lays out how so much of the stuff you're seeing on social media about what's happening in Israel and Palestine is just wrong. Is just wrong. Now, the part that creeps me out the most, to be honest, is that it's one thing if, like, you know, you're making an honest mistake and you do it, and a lot of the people who retweet this stuff are making honest mistakes. But a lot of the genesis of some of these things are people who are lying, and, like, they know that they're lying, but they're just trying to go viral and get clicks. And I find that so embarrassing, and that's so shameless, right? Like, spreading misinformation just because you want to go viral, like, it's astonishing. So here's what he says. Thread, online misinformation is rampant following the escalation of violence between Israel and Hamas today. This video of a tower block in Gaza being hit by a missile is from May 2021, not today. It was captured live during a BBC Arabic broadcast at the time. So look at this. This guy's Jim Ferguson tweeted this. Breaking, counterattacks are underway by Israeli forces as the Air Force hits back at Gaza. And see this? They added the false thing here, but this is taken directly from this in May. I mean, that's absolutely shameless. Now, by the way, it is true that Israel is attacking back, but don't use fake video to make that point. I mean, this should go without saying. Like, obviously, facts need to come first. All right, we got another one. This video of a house in Gaza being destroyed by a strike is genuine, but it's actually from May of this year and not from the fresh escalation in hostilities today. So you can see here, this guy, Suleiman Ahmed, said, breaking, casualty update. The Palestinian Health Ministry reports that according to preliminary data, 161 people were killed and 931 injured as a result of the Israeli strike on the Gaza Strip. The Israeli government has said at least 40 Israelis dead, 750 injured. Palestinians have been killed 4 times more than Israelis, despite the propaganda on social media. And so you see this, and that is from this, all the way back on May 13th. All right, more. This video of a house being struck by Israel is also from May of this year, not today. It was filmed in Beit Hanun, Gaza, as geolocated by Chris Ozaic at the time. And so you can see Israeli Air Force is striking terror targets in Gaza. Israel has every right to defend its citizens is the tweet. And of course, this is all the way back May 13th. I mean, again, it's like some of these people are just making honest mistakes, and others are just trying to go viral and are spreading misinformation. Another one here, this video shared by right-wing influencers Charlie Kirk and Ian Miles Chung and viewed millions of times actually shows Israeli police and special forces outside a house, as it is easily identifiable by their uniforms, not Hamas militants. So in other words, Ian Miles Chung says here, Hamas is going from house to house, butchering the people inside, including women and children, taking shelter in basements. Imagine if this was happening in your neighborhood to your family. And he has this video here. Charlie Kirk says the same thing. Warning, horrifying video of Hamas militants going door to door killing Israeli citizens. And this is the video that they showed. And this is not Hamas. Israeli police patrol in East Jerusalem. This is Israeli police. And the video is also old. Now, by the way, it's true that Hamas was rampaging through Israel and they were going after innocent civilians and women and children. That's all accurate, and you can make that point, and you can show evidence and pictures and video to that effect, but they just totally flipped the reality. And they used video of Israeli police saying it's Hamas. Like, come on, guys. The facts matter. The information matters. You can't just be brazenly wrong and spread it to millions of people. And that's exactly what's going on here. And let's be clear, this isn't like just a right-wing problem or just a left-wing problem. This is like a social media problem, right? Like, the issue is social media can be a tool for wonderful things and the spread of real-time information, and then it also can be a tool for, like, rampant misinformation and disinformation and all sorts of bad things. There's another video of a house in Gaza being targeted by an IDF strike in May of this year. This is not from today. It's not from today. By the way, full disclosure, I'm sure I saw at least one of these tweets on my timeline and thought it was real, right? And thought this was a bombing that just happened, for example. This video certainly doesn't show Hamas shooting down 2 Israeli helicopters because it's actually from the video game Arma 3. Oh, come on! So now we even got video game stuff that's being shared. Oh my God, there's Hamas shooting down Israeli helicopters. Are you kidding me? This is complete and utter nonsense, shared for nothing but engagement. Israel hasn't authorized a nuclear strike on Gaza, and the footage shows a U.S. nuclear test from the 1950s. So this was somebody who tweeted, breaking, Israel has authorized a tactical nuclear strike on the Gaza Strip. Israelis advised to leave border settlement areas to avoid nuclear fallout. What in God's name? What in God's name? I mean, this is shameless. That's shameless. That is just, I'm trying to go viral. I don't care that I'm dead wrong and I'm making stuff up. This video, viewed 230,000 times, is not footage of a Hamas militant shooting down an Israeli helicopter. It is from the video game Arma 3. Yet again, we got more. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Video games are getting realistic looking, that is for sure. But come on, man. Again, I don't know who knows that they're spreading misinformation, who doesn't know, but either way, people really got to do their due diligence. This video, viewed more than 3 million times, did not show a building in Israel. It shows an Israeli strike on Gaza's Palestine Tower, which houses Hamas radio stations on the rooftop and also holds a cinema. So an Elon Musk parody account tweeted this misinformation stuff. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Okay. A fake document is being widely shared online, claiming to show the authorization of $8 billion in military aid to Israel by President Biden. It's a doctored version of a 25th of July document detailing $400 million in aid to Ukraine, authorized by President Biden. I mean, this was purposeful. This is purposeful lying, right? They just posting a fake document saying Biden just greenlit $8 billion in military aid to Israel. By the way, the U.S. is going to authorize more military aid to Israel, without a doubt. Do you need to lie about it in the process? Do you need to lie about the dollar figure and the document? I mean, just people are shameless liars, man. This is a fake Jerusalem Post account falsely reporting that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been taken to the hospital and somehow racking up over 600,000 views. The Post has now got a community note attached to it. That's one of my takeaways from this, is back in the day, I was against the idea of any sort of like real-time fact-checking because, of course, the argument is, well, who's going to fact-check the fact-checkers, right? The fact-checkers can be wrong, too, and to have like sort of Ministry of Truth idea seems like a terrible idea. I've totally changed my mind on community notes. And the reason I have is, yeah, they're going to be right a much higher percentage of the time than wrong. And also, there are people, I couldn't conceptualize there would be people who would blatantly and purposefully lie and spread misinformation. Like, oh yeah, people try to do well, but they just get some stuff wrong. No, this is an example of like, people are lying and they know they're lying, and then it dupes a lot of people. And so the community notes thing, I have totally flipped. I'm totally in favor of having a system like that. And look, are they going to get it right every time? No, but they're going to get it right a higher percentage of the time. And this is a great example of you need something to say here. Hey, this is not true. And so they said, breaking, Benjamin Netanyahu has been shifted to Sheba Hospital in Tel Shomer, and the reasons are not yet clear. And that's just not true. That's not true. And this was it's literally just a fake account. If you've come across reports that the Taliban has asked Iran and Iraq for permission to send fighters to Israel, the source for those reports is this viral tweet by what most likely is a fake Taliban PR account with a blue tick, I think that's supposed to say. I particularly like that hand-drawn arrow. So I saw this claim all over my Twitter feed. And when I first saw it, I believed it. Like, oh, the Taliban is asking for permission to help Hamas and attack Israel. Apparently, that is a totally unfounded claim. Now, is it totally out of the realm of possibility? No, it's possible the Taliban might say something on it or at least express support for Hamas. And it's possible, of course. But the viral argument of like, Taliban wants to get involved, and that's not true. The genesis of it is untrue. So this stuff is floating around, man. And so this guy continues here. Day 2 thread for Israel-Hamas conflict misinformation here. You got so many more claims that are untrue. And I'm sure he'll continue this thread. By the way, shout out to this guy. Cheyenne Sardarizadeh. Cheyenne Sardarizadeh. He is, again, journalist at BBC Verify. He did a phenomenal job tracking this stuff. My point to you guys is be skeptical. Be skeptical. Use your logic. Definitely try to verify things that you see through multiple sources, some reputable sources, and don't just be a sucker and fall for everything, because I mean, honestly, I think this problem has gotten worse. I don't think it's always been this bad on social media, but now it's worse than ever. And in a real-time war situation, the stakes are high, and you want to make sure you get as much as possible correct. So it's just a warning. It's just a warning for everybody, because this is not good. You don't want like blatantly false misinformation spreading like wildfire in the middle of a war. And I think this problem is only going to continue to get worse as time goes by. We saw with Ukraine and Russia, there was a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of misinformation with this. And it'll continue. I just need everybody to have a skeptical eye and use your logic and check stuff as much as possible. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.